Part 1, Follow Your Bliss. The Bible talks about, quote, from glory to glory. All of life is meant to be holy, but it takes heroic consciousness and sensibility to get there. What gets in our way? Anger, jealousy, depression, greed. You get the idea. We can't be successful unless we are heroic, and we can't be heroic unless we are following our bliss. Let me explain. You know already that life requires your very best, constantly. That is, if you want any kind of quality life at all. There are so many talented, hardworking people out there that if you give in to negative emotions and habits such as laziness, pettiness, resentment, anger, jealousy, and the like, how will you possibly hope to compete against those who are working hard without using those negative emotions? It is heroic to be able to work hard constantly and at the same time put away all of these negative emotions. Sometimes we use these negative emotions as motivation to drive us to work hard. I'll show them kind of thing. At a deep level, we are afraid that if we put away these negative emotions, we'll have no real deep-seated reason to constantly work hard. If we're content, if we're happy, why would we want to work hard to do anything? It's kind of a paradox. To be successful, we have to be perfectly contented from one perspective, but wanting more from another. Following one's bliss is not a giving up, resignation, sitting back, and being passive and just enjoying life by being passive kind of thing. Au contraire. Following one's bliss, to me anyway, is not a lack of awareness of difficulties, but being able and willing is, I believe, a major component of being able to subjugate one's feelings of lack and deficiency to the task at hand. This is known as maturity or discipline. The first level of this, no easy task at all, in fact extremely difficult and heroic, is to be able to do what we know we need to do even when we don't feel like doing it, just because we know it's good for us. Such as being a reliable and productive employee, husband or wife, and parent. People are heroes who can do those things consistently because no one ever feels up to the task sometimes. Every day, sometimes more and sometimes less, there's an urge to just pack it all in, curl up in a ball, and cry. Admit it, you've been there too. Small things can help a lot. It is heroic when we resist the curl up in a ball sensation, and we should verbally reward ourselves or in a tangible way when we're able to do so, even if it's just a small improvement over our usual level of performance. We each, of course, are a work in progress, and that is where compassion comes into play. First, compassion with yourself, because as I said, you may not be where you want to be, but thank goodness you're not where you used to be. And then compassion with yourself. As you start to get your arms around your own difficulties, remaining constructive at all times, it is easier to find more compassion also for others. Not that you just let people do whatever they want as they relate to you. That wouldn't be good for them or for you. But you let down the judge and the judgmentalness a little bit and realize that we're each struggling essentially with the same thing. The second step, after one has learned well how to consistently do what one knows one should or needs to do, whether one feels like it or not, is to be able to do this with a sense of true joy as opposed to with a sense of resignation, if not despair. Sometimes if we grit our teeth and do what we need to, but this is only getting us so far. Gritting one's teeth is difficult. One gets tired of doing this after a while. It is not sustainable over the long term.